I'm posting my latest book called Putin, the Man You Never Knew. And it's available on Amazon Kindle and in paperback. And I'll provide the links down below for either one. But I wanted to start by saying, what if one were to tell you that as part of your numerological birth construct that you were a 7? Would that hold any significance for you? Would you want to know more? Or would you merely say, so what? The choice that one makes regarding these questions may affect your entire future. You have heard that knowledge is power. Conversely, to ignore knowledge is to ignore one's own abilities and opportunities. In order to do the best that one can become, to be the best that one can become, requires a complete understanding of who you are. What are your best attributes, your strengths and weaknesses? What are my personal cycles of life, and where do I fit in, universally speaking? This author does not know if Vladimir Putin is aware of numerology, astrology, and the effects of one's life path. Therefore, one can only assume that he moved through life in a trial and error fashion led by his intuition and subconscious mind. It's also entirely possible that Vlad has resided on the dark side of his numbers as well and never realized what the ramifications of those decisions held for him. Yes, he's had training within one of the darkest organizations in Russia. The author does not believe that the work Putin performed while a member of that clandestine group was such that he would have been held responsible for notorious secretive acts of suffering and persecution against fellow citizens. However, in later years, Putin clearly enforced his will as needed in order to advance his career to within the office of Boris Yeltsin and strike the deal that he did with the ailing president. Putin had to demonstrate a certain willingness to hurt some people in the process. Once he became president, he realized this kind of enforcement was mandatory in his mind. Crossing that line of judge and jury, Putin accepted this role as necessary evils. After all, it was for the good of the motherland. Nonetheless, in today's world, and at his current age, Vladimir has achieved a certain level of respect and honor, perhaps only within his own mind. One can easily recognize his generally relaxed demeanor, confidence, and swagger that is on display publicly, more so today than in any time in his past. Recently, he invited people to come to visit Russia, to meet the Russian people and enjoy their warm hospitality. He stated this with a certain amount of pride and sincerity, in spite of the fact that not all that long ago, 2 of his political opponents had been poisoned. On the contrary, inviting people to come and visit one's country while at the same time amassing thousands of military troops and war machines on the neighbor's border, threatening war, is not exactly an attractive picture for the tourist brochures. Not too smart. This is more like Vlad the Impaler and not Vlad the Concierge. An important point here is to understand your strengths and weaknesses. Constantly strive for improvement and advancement of the species, and always choose the higher path. Set the standards for others to emulate. And so, read on. You will discover that one may never know someone until you meet or spend time with them. However, this is why the author chooses famous people for the purposes of a better understanding what you think you may already know. Additionally, you will reveal characteristics that are many times hidden or suppressed. We have seen many false narratives about other humans which were crafted to satisfy some twisted agenda. Mr. Putin is no exception. Take the time to read through his numerological construct to see what he's made of, and then draw your own conclusions. Furthermore, in the process, one can learn more about one's own makeup based on simple birth information. One of this author's other works is called The Drop Zone. This writing exposes the effect of where and when one was born in comparison to others, and what role this played on your life as well as others. The drop zone can define us for life, both negatively or positively, or both. Thanks again for taking the time. This author has other books published on Amazon Kindle under the same name of Rick T. Barron. Thanks again.